Anthony Hartwig here with a very special Austintown 12U softball coaches corner slash player profiles. We're joined by Matt Hamley, the head coach of the Austintown 12U Little League softball team, and then we're also joined by two of the members of that team, in Mila Hamley and Annabel Mikesell. Everyone, thanks so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you.
Coach, you are the one we're going to start with. We're gonna ask you about your perspective here for this summer that has been wild, right? From the districts to the state to now here you are in regionals. Weather, rosters, trying to lock it with travel. It's been just a wild roller coaster ride. From your perspective, what's it been like seeing this team navigate through the ups and downs of district, state, and now obviously getting ready for regionals?
That's a great description of our journey so far. It's been wild. Like you said, with the district tournament, we had some weather issues. Then we took a loss to Boardman, and then we came back to play Howland. More rain, got delayed a few more days. Ended up finishing that game up, and then we played Boardman again in a wild environment. Um, we came away with the win that night, and we were supposed to play the next day, and more rain happened, so we got canceled. Both of us headed down to the state tournament, where we ended up seeing each other again down there. Another crazy game, and then we went on to beat Clay in the championship. But the past 2-3 weeks have been an absolute whirlwind of just logistics, getting people, getting families in the players where we needed to be, and raising money to help get the families there. We finished up in Boardman at the district tournament, and that Thursday, the day that the if game got rained out, we decided as a team that day whether or not we were going down to Ironton to make the trip. And we decided as a group, after watching them play the night before, we actually absolutely had to give the girls an opportunity to go down there and compete at state. So we did that. So within 24 hours, we booked hotels and jumped in our cars, flew down to Ironton, and then from there we won state on a Wednesday morning. And a few of us jumped in a car, and we were supposed to be in Ocean City, Maryland for our travel ball tournament and slash vacation on that past Monday. So we got to the beach a few days late, but we jumped in the car from Ironton, drove 9 hours to Ocean City. And during that drive, and as we arrived there, we found out, obviously we had won the state tournament, but then we found out all the paperwork and computer work that was going to come with advancing to the regional tournament. So it's been nonstop paperwork, phone calls, conversations, computer work, meetings, interviews, Zoom meetings. So it's been a crazy, wild ride.
Let's zero in on the district first and talk about this experience because, like you said, like it was a wild district. Not only weather, but a lot of good teams down there as well. You lose your first game to Boardman 3-1, and then you have to come right back and you have to play a really good Howland team, and you have to separate that game into 2 days. So let's talk about both those games. One, how did you bounce back from the first loss to Boardman and having to come out of the losers bracket to win a district? And then what was that game with Howland like where it's a really close game and you have to stop it in the last inning when you guys just took a lead and then carry that momentum over into like 3 or 4 days later when you restarted that game? What were those two experiences like?
So the first loss to Boardman, we had actually beat Canfield a couple days before, and then our second game was against Boardman. And that loss, we were actually missing two of our players, our leadoff hitter and our cleanup hitter, both starting center fielder and starting catcher. But even with missing them, we had an opportunity to beat Boardman that day. And they just came out that day. They were the away team, and we came out a little flat. I don't know if it was, some missed pitches or whatever, but Boardman was ready to hit the ball, and they did. Their first five hitters all got on base, hit the ball, and they scored 3 runs on us in the very first inning. So we're sitting there 5 batters in, we're down 3-0 with no outs, kind of looking for like a rewind button to restart that game. But after that point, our defense settled in. We didn't allow another run the rest of the game. And then offensively, we came back, and I believe we scored a run in the bottom of the first inning. After that, though, we had multiple opportunities where we had runners on base, we had runners in scoring position on second and third, and I missed opportunities where I should have bunted, but I let the girl swing away, and we didn't get the outcomes that we wanted. So we left runs on the board, and we ended up losing that game 3-1. But leaving that game, I felt very good about where we were as a team, and I was hoping that we would get a chance to see them again. And I knew full strength that we would have a good chance to come away with the win if we got to see them again. So we lost that first game to Boardman on a Friday night, and then we had to play Howland the next morning. There were players missing from both of those teams, and we had to just go handle the game the best we could. So we went out there, and I believe they scored on us first again in that game. We were down 1-0. I believe we tied it up 1-1. And then there was a moment in the game, I want to say the fourth inning, we were down 3-1. We made a couple errors in the field, and we were down 3-1, and it was not looking good for us. The bottom of our lineup came up to bat in the bottom of the fourth inning or top of the fifth or something, and I believe top of the fifth, and we were able to get a runner on base. Lexi Petrilla ended up hitting a triple to make the score 3-2 with her on third base. She eventually scored to tie it up, make it 3-3. Then they got us out of that inning. Then in the sixth inning, we took the lead, like you said. We went up 4-3, and then rain and lightning struck. So that delayed the game. So that was Saturday morning. We ended up not playing the rest of that game until Wednesday, where we picked right back up where we left off. We were up 4-3 with 2 outs and a 1-1 count on Zara Burt. She ended up getting walked in that at bat once we started the game again. They ended up holding us, and then we knew we had to go make 3 outs to end the game. And we were able to do that. First batter up, smacked a line drive to our third baseman, Bella Mattern, caught that ball. I believe we got a walk. I think there was a girl on first base after that, maybe a hit or a walk. I can't remember exactly. But then I believe we got a strikeout. And then after the strikeout, our catcher, Zara Bird at the time, threw down to first base, and they got the girl in a pickle, and they executed it well and got the third out, which then it let us advance to the district championship game against Boardman, which was that night a few hours later. So we just regrouped. We took a little break, got something to eat, talked with the girls, and then we had to warm up again an hour and a half later or so, and we were ready to go against Boardman. And then once we started that game, we jumped on them this time, and our offense put pressure on them, and defensively we shut them down. We ended up winning that game 7-0. The environment was crazy. Our girls handled it like professionals, and we came away with the victory.
Now, the next day is when rain came again, and you guys couldn't get that second game against Boardman, and you kind of had to decide it in state. Both teams were going to state. Both teams got a win in their first game, and you kind of, I think both teams went down there knowing that you'd have to go through the other one to get a state championship. I think everyone down here knew it. Everyone up there knew it. What was it like to play them in state with even more on the line, and the rivalry kind of continues from district to state?
Well, yeah, like you said, we headed back Thursday to play the IF game, and then rain happened, and we didn't get to play that game. So we knew, like you said, we were both going down to state, and there was a great chance that we were going to go through each other down there. Maybe not even once, maybe a couple times. I mean, there's potential to play 3 more games against each other down there. We started off with a win against Ashtabula. Then we were sitting there waiting. Boardman came away with the win against Rock Hill. Then they defeated Clay the next day. Well, actually, we had more rain down there the next day. And then the following day, they defeated Clay, which would then set up another matchup with us. And that, I believe that was a Monday afternoon game against Boardman. And that game actually topped the first game as far as craziness goes. But our team was able to come away with another convincing victory. We beat them 11-0. which knocked them down into the losers bracket where they had to play Clay that night, and Clay ended up beating them that night, which then meant we would not see them again. We would see Clay in the championship game Wednesday morning. But Boardman was a great team. We knew there was a good chance we were the best two teams in the state, and we would have to go through each other again. So we ended up playing 3 games against each other, and we came out victorious in 2 of them.
Now let's talk about the excitement that you guys have felt over the last week now, getting ready for regionals. You're kind of taking that next step of level of competition from best in the state to now best in the region. Every state sending their best team down here. What's that been like to prepare and to get excited in the anticipation for regionals?
Yeah, so it's a different, a different approach, as you will, heading into this regional tournament where we really don't know anything about any of these teams. All we do know is it's the best team from every state representing this region. We get Iowa. We've looked a little bit into Game Changer and, as much as we could on Facebook just to see a little bit about the team. And all these teams look like the real deal teams, and I think everybody's going to be there to compete. But I told the girls yesterday, we had a hitting practice yesterday, and we had a fielding practice the day before. We just told the girls, we go down there, we handle ourselves the way we do, and we play our game. I feel like we'll be able to compete with anybody.
You talked a little bit before about the community and how they've been able to back you guys up and kind of change on a dime when you guys decide you're going to state and make all these schedule things happen. What's it been like for you as a coach to see everyone that's involved in ACB, Austintown Community Baseball, back you guys and make sure you guys are getting everything you need to go to state, go to regionals, and succeed as much as you can?
Man, it's been awesome, the support that I've had personally. Like I said, a lot of paperwork is involved, a lot of logistical planning, making sure all the families can get there, all the kids can get there, ourselves, our coaches. It's tough to just make plans on a few days notice to get down to Ironton, and now the next step is Whitestown, Indiana. It's not just to drive down the street. So all of the families have been absolutely fantastic, and we're doing everything we can to get everybody down there, whether it's carpooling or whatever it is. And then as far as our league goes, ACB has been absolutely fantastic. Our president Buzz Palkovic has helped us so much. As soon as we decided we were going down to the state tournament, our league decided that they wanted to help our families out, and they were able to help each family out financially a little bit to get us down there, which took a huge burden of the financial stress of the travel and the hotel stays for 5 days down there in Ironton. So they helped us out a tremendous amount with that. Then they ordered all of our girls brand new helmets. We just got those. And then once we realized we were going to the regional tournament, I felt like the fundraising had to start again. So we started a GoFundMe. And one of the dads on the team, Greg Fonda, has been a huge help behind the scenes, been on the phone, making phone calls to different businesses and the Austintown Board of Trustees and the school board, anything he can do to help. And also the other families, reaching out to local businesses as well, getting donations, sharing the GoFundMes. We had the dine and donate at Sam's Wedge Inn the other night. We're looking to Barry Dingles has also helped us out. And then just over the overall community, it's been heartwarming. It's been fantastic, the support. Also, Steve Ward and the Austintown Fish softball team, they've always supported us the past few years. Anything we need, anything we ask for, they've been great. So just the whole entire community of Austintown, it's been quoted before, like we're becoming a softball town, and it's great just to see all the love and support that Austintown has for the girls and the softball team.
We went over it a little bit, but this is right in the middle of travel season too. All this is going on. Girls have travel responsibilities as well. What's it been like as a coach to balance this with everyone's travel ball responsibilities and trying to mix and match with teams and work with schedules and things like that?
It's been crazy, to say the least. All of these girls on my team itself, we have 13 girls on our Austintown team. Excuse me. 12 of those girls play travel ball, and most at a very high level, which requires lots of traveling, and it's been absolutely crazy. The families and the players, unfortunately, at times have had to make decisions on whether are you going to go to your travel ball games or your travel tournament, or are you going to be able to make the Austintown little league stuff, and so far we've had to make some sacrifices here and there where some girls missed. But overall, as our team goes, they've done a great job handling it and balancing it and being here for our Austintown team as much as possible. Now, with that, I have to shout out our travel ball coach, Alicia Perry, who I'm sure you're familiar with in Howland, who took a huge stress off of me. Going into we literally jumped in the car from Ironton to head to our national travel ball tournament in Ocean City, and Coach Alicia helped me and our Beverly Bandits team find a sub. In her name is Gia Verona from Poland. You'll hear a lot more about her in the future. Great player, great family, and they were willing to help me out and a couple of our girls, Mila and Annabel. And Gia went in and filled in for us at our national tournament, which in return let Annabel and Mila stay at our state tournament, so that way we can finish the tournament. So the amount of support we've had all around with our travel ball coaches, with our families, friends of families, it's been fantastic.
All right, we've made your players wait long enough. The real superstars are sitting right next to you, the ones that have been putting the work on the field. We have Mila, Hamley, and Annabel Mikesell sitting next to you, ready to join us a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Matt, you can stick around too, because we'll probably ask you some of these questions too.
Okay.
But let's get the real stars in the fold a little bit.
All right, let us set up this camera a little better for them.
What about me?
All right, there you go.
Yeah. Girls, thank you guys so much for giving us your time a little bit and coming on and doing this with us as well, having some fun. So my first question, whoever wants to go first can go first, because it's for both of you. We asked your coach what it was like to go through all the ups and downs of district. From your guys' perspective, what was it like going through all the weather delays and the great teams that were down there? What was it like going through districts and getting wins in the district tournament?
We definitely put a lot of hard work in before our rec season even started, and I think our work really paid off.
Annabelle, what about you? What was it like for you to go through all that ups and downs and the adversity in the district tournament?
It was very, it was exciting, but it was also very stressful for a lot of the parents, and the parents put in a lot of work for us to get where we are going and what we're doing, but we also put in work for it too.
All right, Mila, you do a lot of work inside the circle. It all starts with the pitching, of course, and every softball success. What's it been like for you to go through all the games that you've gone and played this summer and to put so much on your shoulders as a pitcher and to be able to succeed the way you have?
Me and my family definitely put in a lot of hard work between travel and rec season.
Annabelle, what's it like to play defense behind a pitcher like Mila? I mean, you don't have to do a lot of work. She strikes out so many hitters. What's it like to stay focused back there and help her out?
I definitely do have to stay focused because sometimes I'm just watching what's happening with the batter. But when a ball does come to me, sometimes it's a little hard to focus on what I'm doing.
Mila, I've watched your bullpens before games and the work that you put in pregame to make sure you're in the right spot. Talk us through what it kind of takes to get yourself in the right mental state before a game and to make sure all your stuff is working, and what kind of you do pregame routine to get yourself in the right spot.
Definitely a great warm-up. That's when it really starts, with a good warm-up. make sure that all my pitches are working correctly.
What's your favorite pitch to throw? What's the one that you know, okay, if this one's working, I'm going to have a good day?
Definitely my movement pitches between my screwballs and my curveballs, they're usually on point.
To develop as many pitches as you have, obviously you're putting in a lot of work, right? You're putting in a lot of work into softball. You got to love it to do it. What do you love so much about this sport and to be able to play it as much as you do?
Probably that everyone has a different role on the team between hitters, outfielders, great fielders. I think it's definitely a team sport, and everyone has to put in the work to have a great team.
You guys both went down to state and won some of those pre-tournament, I guess you'd call them events you could have. Annabel, I'll start with you. You won the home run derby, both in the district and then in the state. What's it been like to you to kind of see your power, grow into your power, and to be able to see the ball go over the fence? I know you also hit your first career over the fence home run this summer as part of a travel ball. So what's it been like to grow into your power and start seeing that ball go over the fence a little bit?
It's been very exciting to see my growth and what I've done because last year I wasn't that consistent with hitting, but this year I've been much more consistent with hitting the ball and I've been seeing the ball very well. It's very exciting to see my improvement.
What do you think has been the biggest change from last year to this year in your hitting? What kind of things did you work on in the last year to make yourself the hitter you are right now?
My form, it all comes down to the form of hitting the ball, hips and then hands. It's the form. You have to have good form to hit the ball.
All right, Mila, you also won a contest, I guess you could call it, down there with the high velocity fastest pitch contest. What's it like to know that you were the fastest arm in the state and you have the best velocity in the state of Ohio?
Feels great, honestly, because I'm able to see my growth and pitching. And last year, I threw good, but it's good to see how much work I've put in and see it all pay off.
How much confidence did that give you before the state even started to know, like, I just won the velocity contest and I have the fastest stuff in the state?
It's pretty good.
Let's talk about the personality of this dugout. When you go to an Austintown 12U game, you're going to see a lot of dancing. You're going to see a lot of jokes. You're going to see a lot of fun in that dugout. I know everyone in the dugout is not here to talk for the team, but for you guys and your perspective, what's it like being with all these girls and just having fun as much as you can with the players that you have on your team?
Very energetic and just fun to be around. There's lots of cheering and
Yeah, it's exciting because if we're not doing a cheer, someone's making everyone laugh in the dugout. It just keeps the energy going through everything. And if something doesn't go right, we pick each other up and make sure the next play or next hit goes right.
I hear a lot of good chants come out of that dugout. You each have to tell me your favorite chant that you guys have as a team.
I don't really know.
Yeah.
They're all good. It's all good. It's a hard choice. I want to ask you also about the Austintown Fitch High School team. Obviously, Coach Hamley talked about how much they support you guys. They won a state this year. What's it been like to watch girls in the high school level that have reached the top of the mountain and still pour energy into you guys and to be able to show your support to you and to look up to those girls?
It's great to see them like strive and win a lot. And
It's nice to watch them win. We support them and what they do.
How motivated does that make you guys? I mean, you guys want to win a state championship when you get into high school now, right? So you guys want to keep that Austintown tradition alive. I mean, what was it like to watch this team win state and to realize that in a couple of years you guys are going to be in a position to do that yourselves?
Very exciting to strive for what they did and try to remake history.
All right, my last question for you guys. You're going into regionals. It's a bigger stage, bigger competition. What's it been like preparing? What are some of the things that you're most excited about making the trip down and to be in this regional tournament one step away from the Little League World Series?
we've put in a lot of work and practice before we leave right now, and I'm very excited to go play against different teams that we haven't played yet.
It's very exciting to get to see other teams because we don't know them as well, but we'll get to know them. I've heard you get to know other girls on teams that are very nice. So.
All right, what we do with our player profiles, no matter who we're interviewing, we want to do it. I want to give you each the opportunity to thank people in your lives that have supported you, that have made everything that you do possible, the people that have your back all the time. So why don't we want to give you each the time to kind of give anyone that you feel deserves a shout out?
Definitely my pitching coach and my parents to allow me to be the best version of myself.
My private coaches and my mother and father and my sister.
Awesome, guys. We'll swing that camera back to Coach and we'll have him just throw out some last thoughts and then we'll get you guys out of here. Coach, my last question for you is just being able to watch these girls and watch them succeed and the two next to you and the rest of the team. As a coach, what kind of pride do you have heading to regionals, and whether you succeed in regionals or not, what's this experience been like for you to be their coach?
It's been awesome just to watch, these two, Mila and Annabel, and the entire team. I've personally coached them, most of them, for 3 to 4 years plus. So just to watch their growth over that time, what we have right now, it didn't just start. It's been years in the making, and to see all of the girls' hard work pay off. I mean, that sounds cliche, but to know the pitching lessons, the hitting lessons, the fielding, and just the amount of reps that we put in as Austintown in our batting barn, doing fielding, hitting, live pitching, and hitting. It's awesome to see all their hard work pay off, and the dedication that they've had to the sport, to Austintown, and also to want to play at a higher level and go and play for their respective travel teams and just play year round. So it obviously makes it easier on me that I know the girls are getting reps year round, and we have such a close knit group. They all love each other. It's been an awesome journey, and I couldn't be more proud of this group and the families and the overall community. Just, it's been a blast.
I want to thank all of you for taking the time to join us today, and obviously wish you the best of luck in the regional tournament. If you want to watch Austintown go for a regional championship, all those games are going to be on ESPN Plus, so they're moving up on the broadcast world a little bit, which is exciting. So make sure to check them out as they try to fight for a regional championship, one step away from the Little League World Series. Coach and girls, thank you so much for joining us again, and we wish you the best of luck moving forward.
Thank you. Appreciate it.